Hey, it's Coach Chris with Hoops King, and today I'm going to show you a workout that will help you increase your lateral explosiveness for any sport. Now, if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button. If you have any questions, just leave them down in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, turn on the notifications so you don't miss any new videos that we have coming out for you. So today I'm going to show you a workout that you can add into your existing workouts that you do, whether it's a weight workout, a basketball workout. It's kind of a combination of both of those. So what we're going to do first is we're going to lift. So we're going to do like a lateral lunge, a lateral squat with actual weight, and then we're going to do a skill or an exercise where we're going to go into defensive slides, ice skaters, and then we're going to move into stretching our hips. So we're really working on developing our lateral movement and quickness. So let's get into the workout. So we're going to start with the lateral squat. Lateral squat, we're going to get our feet outside our shoulders, toes pointing forward, and we're just going to sink down in to each side. I want to think about putting my butt cheek back against that wall diagonally. And then I'm going to pop up out of it. So I'm going to ease into it. I'm going to stick it for just a half second to get down there, and then I'm going to push up out of it. And they're going to be using the weights. And when I go down, I feel a real strong stretch here in my groin. So if I'm doing it right, I should feel my opposite leg a good stretch. And then I'm loading up here in my glutes and my hips, and then coming out of that. And we're going to go for 30 seconds on the lateral squat to start with. Okay, go. So we're going for 30 seconds here now. So and just think about pushing that butt cheek back to the wall when you go and keeping that head and chest up. And then push up out of that heel. We want our weight evenly distributed so that we're really not overloading that knee. We want to use our hips and our glutes to push up out of that movement. All right, stop, guys. Go ahead and put your weight down. Okay, now we take about a 20-second break here. We're going to go right into defensive slide. Kale, you can come up to the top here. Kira's going to be back there. So we're just going to do a simple defensive slide drill. We're going to apply the muscles that we just used. All right, now we're going to go right into defensive lane slides for 20 seconds. Ready, go. And as you can see, we're using the lockdown defender bands to add in some extra resistance to their movement. So we just want to have good position, really starting to build up our lateral quickness and explosiveness. All right, time, guys. All right, now we'll move into the stretch portion. So you can come back here to where your weights are, and we're going to add a little bit of balance into this now. So we're going to do a yoga pose called chair, and it's going to stretch those muscles we're using right now. And then you're going to sink down into it, and I feel a really good stretch here. So we're working some balance and flexibility both. All right, and then we'll switch sides. So we're going to go about 30 seconds each side, and then we'll just sit down into it. And as you go, the deeper you can sit into it, the more you're going to stretch. And again, from the side, I can't lean forward very far or I'll fall. So I really need to sit into this like I'm sitting down into a chair, kind of like a one-legged squat. As you can see, my chest is up, my head is up. I'm working on my balance. I have to use my core a little bit, but I'm getting a good stretch in the old glute and hip there. All right, so let's go one side. They still have the bands on, that's not a problem, because they're really not being stretched right now. Okay, and then as you get used to it, you're going to have to work on your balance here. If you fall out, you just get right back into it. And then we'll add in a different lateral stretch later here that we'll do. It'll be a little bit easier. But we want to challenge them right away with the balance and stretching. Okay, let's switch sides. Other leg. It's all right if you fall, just kidding. You're going to be better on one side than you are another. All right, stop. So when you do chair, you're going to find you're going to be better on one leg than the other. And so that's where you can really improve your balance in doing that. You're going to get better on that one side when you actually try it. So now we'll move back to the weights. Now before we go, you're going to see they're wearing the lockdown defender bands for added resistance. And when they're doing the weight training portion of this, The physiology term or exercise science term or whatever is linear variable resistance training. So as they move down into that squat, those bands are stretching and giving more resistance. Whereas if I was just doing the weight and I go down, that's pretty easy to sink down with just a weight. But now I have that band pulling on me, and so now as I go down, I'm getting resistance that I wouldn't normally be getting. And so I'm recruiting more muscle fibers from my hips and my glutes that's going to help me become more explosive. Because the hard part of the weight is pushing it back up, obviously. And that's where the bands will start to contract. So the easy part with the weight is coming down, and the hard part is coming back up. That's where the weight really kicks in. The bands kick down as you go down. So you're recruiting more muscle fibers throughout the whole movement. Click up here in the corner to check out the lockdown defender bands. All right, let's go 30 seconds. Lateral squat again. Ready, go. There we go, that's good. Again, think about sticking that butt cheek back diagonally to the corner. And just sink into it and then pop out of it. And we got to make sure we breathe. We're always, as we come up, we should be exhaling. We inhale on the way down and we exhale on the way up to help with that explosiveness. All right, stop, guys. All right, put your weights down, and now we'll go back to the defensive slides. Give them a short break here, and then we'll go for 20 seconds on the slides. Okay, so really work on pushing off. Again, we do defensive slides. We don't want to be bringing our feet together and standing up and going up and down. We want to be low, quick, push step, push step, push step, cover lots of ground as quick as possible. Okay, you guys ready? Go. That's the way, that's the way. All right, time. All right, we'll go back to our chair here in a second. Now again, while they're doing the defensive slides there, we're still using the lockdown bands and they're getting that resistance. So every time they go, it's resistance against their body, their muscles. So their muscles have to work harder. They recruit more muscle fibers. And then when we take those bands off, they're going to have stronger muscles in their legs to be more explosive with. And over time, they're going to get much stronger and quicker by using the bands and adding the resistance. Chair now. Go ahead and start. Get your balance, get in. And then again, as you get into chair and you find your balance, then try to sink into it a little more. And that's where you're going to start to increase that flexibility, is by sinking into it, and you'll feel a deeper stretch in that hip glute area. And if you can, if you want to, you can bring your hands up by your chest. All right, we'll switch sides. Okay, other leg, go. Again, everything we're doing, chest is up, eyes are up, head's up. We're always trying to have really good posture in all the movements that we're working on here. Okay, time. All right. Okay, we're going to go to our last set here with the weights. Now, on the lockdown bands, you're going to get 5 pairs of weights. So I took these from the ones Kira has. Kira has on the green, which is the yellow are going to be your smallest bands. The green are the next size up. And then the pair of blue will be the next heaviest. Red. And then the black pair will be your heaviest. So you have a lot of resistance with our lockdown bands to really challenge yourself. No matter where you at, you can find a pair of bands that will help you increase your explosiveness and your quickness laterally. And go. Again, lateral squats. We want to sink down in, pause, and then pop out of that. Really try to be explosive coming up. Sink down deep into it as you can. Again, as they get better, as they do this more, Their flexibility will increase. You're stretching your hamstring or inner thigh there, and you're going to increase your flexibility in this movement as well. All right, go ahead and put your weights down. Give you about a 20-second rest, and then we'll be into lane slides. These are the drills that I'm using. You could plug anything into for weights that you want to do for lateral, same for slides, and you're going to see some different ones we're going to do in the next set, and there's a lot of different ones that you can use, but these are just the ones that I like to use with my athletes. Okay, here we go. We're going to go lane slides and go. Now be quick now. Last set of lane slides. Really be explosive now, be explosive. Here we go, you got 5 seconds, dig in, get that stop on D. All right, we'll hit chair, go ahead and go. Sink into it, get your balance first, and then drop down to as much as you can. The more you can straighten up, the better. The more your chest is up, the more you will sink into the chair pose. All right, good. We'll go to the other side. That's away. All right, good. Okay, we're gonna move on to our next set where we're gonna do lateral lunges, a little bit different than the lateral squat. We're gonna do ice skaters, and then we're gonna do a different stretch that you'll see. Okay, so the same thing, a weight, exercise, a skill, and then a stretch. Now on the lateral lunges, you're gonna start up here, so we're not gonna start with our feet wide apart. We're gonna step out, then it's basically the same movement. And I'm going to keep that foot down. I'm not going to lift it up, but I'm sinking into it again, and then I can pop myself up, and then we're going to go to the other side, and I'll sink into it and push up out of there. Okay, but they're going to be using the weights, they're going to be using the bands, and we'll go for 30 seconds on this first lateral lunge movement. Again, as they're going down, those bands are stretching and giving them resistance, recruiting more muscle fibers, recruiting more of their core. It adds that extra little bit that's going to make a difference in your training. Okay, stop. All right, guys can set the weights down. Now we're going to move into ice skaters. With the ice skaters, we're just going side to side. So we're gonna land here on one. So my left leg, I land on my left leg, my right arm is up. And I kind of put my other foot behind my right leg. So I'm landing with that knee bent. So it looks like this. So I'm pushing off, I land, I stick it. So again, we're working on balance. And then I stick it again, and then we're going back and forth. And if you swing your arms, that's going to engage your core a lot more, and it's going to help you cover ground. So the idea of this, as you do it over time, you're trying to cover more ground with each ice skater. With each step, I'm trying to get further, which is going to make me use more of my core, more of my lateral explosiveness to cover more ground. And then in turn, that's going to challenge my balance even more, the more force I'm producing. Okay, so let's go into ice skaters. We'll go for 20 seconds on ice skaters. Ready, go. There you go. And challenge yourself to cover more ground each time. Really push off that leg. There you go. Okay, good. All right, now we'll go back to stretching. The ice skaters are great. You don't need a lot of space to do them. You can do them while you're watching TV as well. Really, this workout we're doing right here takes a minimal amount of space. So if you're in a weight room, you can easily probably have enough room to do some ice skaters, lane slides, 10 feet to do those. And then obviously you're going to have plenty of room to stretch. So it doesn't like you need a whole gymnasium to do this workout. Okay, so Kira's going to do the pretzel stretch. We're just going to show a couple different stretches again for the hips. Kale's going to do the Piriformis stretch. He's going to lay on his back. Okay, and you're going to bend that other leg right here. Bend it. Pull up. Yeah, you're going to rest that leg against it. Okay, and then just kind of pull on that a little bit. You should feel it right in your hip. You should feel it in your left hip. Kira should feel it in her right hip right now. She's stretching, getting a little spine action going here in the stretch as well. And again, just going to work on stretching those muscles out. And again, the more flexible you are, the more power that your muscles can generate. All right, switch sides. We'll do the other leg, other side. Kale can get into his stretch even a little deeper if he pulls his shoulders up off the floor a little bit. Go keep the other foot flat on the ground. And once you start to feel that good stretch, that's what you want. You don't want to overdo it, but you want enough that you could start to feel it. And we'll start developing our flexibility here. All right, that's good. We'll get back up. We'll get into our lunges again. I think one of the biggest things athletes overlook is their flexibility and becoming more flexible. The further your muscle can move, the more force it can generate. It's just that simple. And you see NBA players, LeBron James and many NBA players, they do yoga. It not only helps with their explosiveness, it helps them prevent injuries, it helps their longevity. All right, here's our second set of 30 seconds on the lateral lunges. Go ahead and go. As we get warmed up, we get further stretched. We're always looking to get deeper into these. There you go. Stick it and then hit it. Try to be explosive up out of there. So we don't want to drag a foot as we come up out of that. We want the foot to come off the ground. And time. Let me show you real quick what I'm talking about there. So when I go into that lateral lunge, I don't want to drag my foot back up, okay? My foot's down, weight's in that heel, it's evenly distributed in my foot, and I pop up out of there so my foot is exploding off the ground. I'm not dragging it. All right, let's get into the ice skaters, get ready for those. And again, the faster you go, the further you go with the ice skaters, the more you're going to start to challenge your balance. So again, we're getting to work some balance here. It's so important in any sport to have great balance. All right, ready, go. Stick it and then explode off it. You're always trying to go further laterally each time. We can actually use our markers and check and see how far, if we're improving over time. Okay, stop. I want to give you one quick point about the ice skaters. Maybe you're having trouble with your balance while you do these. It's not wrong to do this. You can start here and you can tap. You can tap that back foot on the ground. Go and tap if you need to get your balance. So you can start here, tapping, and then work your way to where you don't tap. All right, let's get into the stretch. This again, stretching's a time to somewhat rest, but we're trying to really improve our flexibility here. So really, once you get into it, start to make it a deeper stretch. All right, switch sides. Again, this workout's probably going to take you about 10 minutes. This takes a lot longer on video because I'm doing a lot of explaining and teaching right now. But once you do this on your own, figure it out, it's not going to take you very long to do it. And then you can mix in other exercises that you want to do as well. Really try to pop out of that, Kale. Push off that foot and get up there explosively. And we're not using a lot of weight today, and you want to do a weight that you're going to be able to do for about 30 seconds, and then after 30 seconds you really couldn't continue on with that weight. You could count reps if you wanted to. You could say I'm going to do 12 to 15 reps, and then once you get to that point, okay, stop. So once you get to that point of where your weight is, so let's say you did 12 or 15 reps instead of going for time, at that 15th rep, then that'd be the last rep you could do at that weight. And then once you can blow by that, let's say you could do 20 reps with that weight, then it's time to move up your weight that you're trying to do. Okay, so right now we're going for time, so we want to do a weight that we can last and do for about 30 seconds. And if those were too easy, then we'd move it up 5 pounds and just keep moving up until we found something where, man, after 30 seconds, that's enough. I can't do that anymore. All right, let's move into ice skaters. We've got 20 seconds on the ice skaters. Ready, go. Really be explosive now. Stick it. See how far you can bring that other leg behind your other one. That'll even challenge your balance even more. The further you can push that leg back. Again, we're just giving you some different, there's no perfect stretch here. Obviously, these aren't challenging their balance like chair did, but it is also a good way to rest and get a little bit deeper stretch. Maybe your balance isn't that good in chair, and you don't really get that good of a stretch, so maybe do one of these instead. Work your way up to doing chair. All right, switch. Again, if you don't have the lockdown bands, you don't need those to do these workouts, but it's going to give you that extra. It's going to give you that extra resistance. It's going to recruit more muscle fibers. It's going to make you more explosive. So I would highly recommend to do that so you're challenging your muscles more instead of just doing it with your own body weight. All right, time, guys. Good job. So these are the lockdown defender bands. Again, these are high quality. They have a metal cabineer on it. A lot of the ones you'll see out there are just cheap plastic. As soon as you break that inside piece of there, as soon as you have one of your plastic ones that break, well, then you're done with the band. It's over with. These are made out of metal. They're reinforced here at the top. They're going to last you a long time. They're very durable and solid. You can put these around your ankles as well. You could just do that with one band in between or two, but going around your thighs makes them very, very versatile for athletes because you can do basically anything that you want to do. You play basketball, you can wear these on your thighs, do all your dribbling drills, your shooting drills. It's not going to slow you down in any way. If you're a football player, you can put these on, go out, run your passing routes, your running back, quarterback, just put them on. It'll give you that extra resistance that will help you burn more calories, make you more explosive, and get you stronger. So there's a lot of things that these resistance bands can do for you, and you don't have to do a lot of extra workouts. All you got to do is put them on and wear them while you're already doing your workouts that you're already doing. It's that simple.